Well, folks, we have a problem. I'm doing an unboxing in this live stream for the Checkmate monitor. I'm checking out my chat here, make sure folks can see me. But as you can see, it gives me very limited space. This thing, folks, is huge. Well, and actually, I'm kind of overemphasizing a little bit. This is actually two boxes. What you're looking at now is the accessory box. So checkbox said monitor. The word sounds like a Jamaican monitor. Oh, well, there you go. That's interesting. Yeah, and it's a lot. So this live stream comes to you as a thanks from Evil J, who is in chat today. So Evil J said, I posted a picture in Discord when I got back from a trip that, hey, the new Checkmate display arrived. And Evil J said, you know what? I want to see that. I'm thinking about one. Would you do a live stream? Or actually, I don't think it was, would you do a live stream? I think it was, you should do a live stream, which as a supporter of the channel, you know, I felt like Evil J, I should do that just for you. So actually had some time today. It is a Saturday. Normally I do these live streams on a Sunday. So for those of you popping in on Saturday, thanks for joining. We'll see who's in chat here in a little bit, but I've got to get some of this stuff off my desk first. This is ridiculous. Let me show you what else we're looking at. This is what we're looking at, folks, right here. Look at all this. This is what you get when you purchase a Checkmate 19-inch. Now there is a 17-inch version of this. I know I do look kind of tiny, don't I, in that, Stefan? But you also get an accessories box. And I did get, I will say, probably an overwhelming number of accessories. I mean, I probably loaded this thing up. And the folks over at Checkmate, I believe his name is Steve, and I go by Steven, so that'll make it easy. If I talk about Steve, I'm talking about over at Checkmate. If it's Steven, it's me, but retroCombs here, and the retroCombians know me as retroCombs, so that's great. So here's what we have. It is, again, the Checkmate here. Well, here, let me get back here. And hopefully everything's going to work fine. But I've got the Checkmate down here. And then the accessories. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the accessories for now because we're going to go right into the main box. And hopefully, Stefan, that will show me a little bit bigger. There, that's a little bit more normal. But this is actually kind of nice because I can lean up and lean in. And I can talk to you all. And by the way, in honor of this being a European product, actually Europe, but this is the closest thing I had. I am wearing my my Wiesbaden, Germany shirt. I know it's not the same country. I was born in Wiesbaden, so you know I have an affinity for these shirts. So anyway, again, an appropriate shirt. So I think now we can use the top down. Well, no, we still can't use the top down. Is still too close. So we're going to have to be using this camera. And I know you all normally like the top down, but it's just too big, folks. This is the only thing I had. The other thing this camera is going to do for you is you're going to see a lot more of how the things are happening. And I will say this, I have been working on the studio. I did a lot of work. I got this area over here, which you can kind of see, is all cleaned up. I got this great board where I can get to things quickly. I'm kind of digging it. I'm going to start working on the stuff behind. And I have a vendor who wants to send me a new desk, and this is a manual sit stand, but they want to send me a brand new powered stand as long as I feature it on my other channel, RetroCombs Tech. So if you're interested in tech, and I posted one on a mouse. It was just something busy work to do while I was traveling. It's not a great video, but it's over there if you want to go look at a little Cinda mouse. Cinda, I think it's Cinda for your Raspberry Pi 500. It's kind of cool, but it's over there. But I am doing some video over there. But they promised to send me this wonderful desk if I would highlight it on my channel. I'm like, yes, because it's going to extend this space and it's going to get rid of this white, which we've learned is very hazardous for my cameras because it can't focus. So I'm going to get a wood grain pattern. So you're going to see some upgrades, and I'm going to do a video on all of that too. So a lot going on. Anyway, you're not here for all that. You're here for the Checkmate. Let's see who we have in chat joining us today, though. I think there's probably a lot of good folks here. We have Evil J. He is, again, the instigator of this little video or this live stream today. Xander is here. Xander is new to the Discord. Welcome to the Discord, Xander. Xander's been I think he's a #2 fan or #1 fan on YouTube, which Xander, I don't know if you knew that, but as I was looking through my stats, I think you're a #1 or #2. You and Evil J, I think, bounce back and forth. So you've got that going on. So thanks for becoming a part of the Discord. If you're interested in the Discord, we'll talk about that in a little bit for those of you who might be joining. I think most of you are already here. And oh, the Mega 65 is here. That's probably Martin would be my guess. Martin, if that is you, oh, I can't see my little screen, so I don't know what's going on. There it is. Okay, there you go. Martin, if that's you, let me know. It's good to have our Mega 65 friends here because this is a great monitor for the Mega 65. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons I purchased it, I saw Dan Sanderson was at a trade show and he was using one with his Mega 65. And I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot. I was going to order one of those many months ago and never did that. So it's great. We'll see in the unboxing. Yep, curious what the boards you got to Checkmate. Yes, I've got lots of cool stuff. And I've got a few things. We'll see how much time we have to dig into that, but I'm looking forward to that. Checkmate too big? No, it's not too big. It's the perfect size. You know, maybe the 17-inch would have been better in retrospect, but isn't bigger always better when it comes to displays? I always seem to think that. And this is an IPS, so I think it's going to be great. IPS 4x3. You know, I've been looking at displays all over the place. This is probably going to end up being my favorite, so appreciate that. And Xander says, I can see you, which is good. Funny, you look too small, which we talked about. Oh, Xander, thank you so much. Xander, this is an ad hoc live stream. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the unboxing. And let me say something about the super chats and the thanks and the supports for the channel. That actually paid for this, folks. I was happy to be able to report to the lovely accountant when she saw this on the bill that I'm transferring money from the YouTube channel account over to pay for that. So she was like, okay, cool. That's super happy. So the YouTube channel, which is very minimal in revenue, but the super chats, all that other stuff, that adds to that revenue pot. So, and the Buy Me a Coffee memberships, which I'm phasing out. So don't go down there and do Buy Me a Coffee, but you can go down there and join the channel with a YouTube membership. And then also the other thing that's really helping me are affiliate links. So, so thank you all, because you all actually help pay for this. So I really appreciate, actually you paid for this. I did not have to pay for this out of my income, which is perfect. As I'm getting closer to that retirement, folks, this is really good because that means I can do this in retirement, which is going to be kind of cool. It's actually Bard who had the great idea for the unboxing. It was? Oh, man, Bard, I'm sorry. I should have given you credit. I'm not sure if Bard is here. I know it was late where he is, but okay. Well, thank you for that correction, Evil J. And I blamed you. You know, I blamed you for good reason, right? You're usually the instigator, but it's great to have you. I'm probably the viewer closest to V-Spot, and yes, you probably are, 50 kilometers. And one of these days I'm gonna head back over and we are going to meet in person. Lovely accountant and I were just talking about that earlier, Martin. ADK, I think you are new, not the closest. Greetings from, oh my goodness, greetings from V-Spot. Outstanding. Good to have you here. I'm representing with the shirt today. So ADK, I'm glad you're here. Just thrilled to have somebody from where I was born. Now, I was in the military, but I was born in the economy. So I was not born on a military base. And we left when I was about 2 or 3. But eventually I have got to get back there at some point. So, yep, you're not the winner. All right, let's open this box up and see what. Now, this is going to be tricky because, again, this thing is huge. I'm going to do my best. I do have this camera right here that I can move around. So we may move it around, let you get closer looks at things. But this is probably the best camera. And I got to be careful because as I lift this, I'm going to bump things. And, you know, you're going to hear that kind of thing where I'm bumping into all that business. So we'll give it a shot. This is the best place I had. So we're going to go ahead and open up from the little, it pulls up here. And I've already removed some of it all came in, well, I should say this came in another box to protect this outer box because this is a nice box. And then the accessories came in its only box, but I've already removed it from that other box a little bit. So let's see how we're going to do this. Again, this is going to be kind of tricky, so we'll see how it goes. All right, and you can see I'm already bouncing up against my thing up here. So let me go ahead and remove, tell you what, I'm going to put this in my lap for now. Oh, man. Okay, so here we go. This thing is huge, folks. All right, and hopefully I won't break anything. So the first thing we have here is this wonderful, check this out. It's even Checkmate on the styrofoam. Look at this. Now that's attention to detail right there. That's somebody who's taking care of their brand. That's pretty nice. So we'll go ahead and set this aside, being very careful. Oh, and here it is, folks. Let me go ahead because I would like for you to see it in the box. Well, I don't know if I can do, I don't think I can do that. Hang on a second. I want you to see it. I'm going to go back to this view. Well, come on, you. Let me hit my buttons. I've got buttons over here. So I'm gonna pull the camera off, and hopefully don't lose something here. Oh my gosh! See, I told you this was going to be fraught with all kinds of stuff. Let's get my camera here. All right, here we go. And let me show you what we have here. All right, so here it is in the box right there. I guess I should clear my comment. I thought I had those automatically clearing. I'll need to go ahead and check that setting because I had that before. So here we go. It says electronic manual is available here. You can see that right there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off because I may need that. It looks like there's something else underneath too. Let's see. Is there something else underneath? Nope, just a little something to protect that. So I'll pull that off. All right, so we may or may not have time to take a look at that. I'll put that to the side. I'm actually going to stick that right on there so we don't lose it. So, oh, there's the desk over there. I told you about that. I got all cleaned up. What do you think about that? Isn't that squared away? Unlike a lot of portions of this downstairs area. Okay, so now the monitor I'm going to have to pull out of here and put on the desk. That's the plan. So let me change cameras. All right, and I'm going to put this in I got a little stand here. Again, I've been thinking through this, hoping that I could figure this out. And I'm going to place that right here so I don't lose it. All right. Oh, that's going to fall. It's probably harder to hear me too, isn't it? Because I am over there, right? Heavy. It is heavy. I'm not sure what the weight is, but man, it is heavy. It's heavier than I thought. It almost feels like CRT heavy. I'm not kidding. It is that substantial. This thing is not light at all. All right. Okay, I'm going to pay attention to myself now for now. Okay. Oh gosh, it is slipping out of the bag. All right. There we go. Got to figure out how to get a handle on it. Oh my gosh. Ugh. That thing is super huge. Oh, that's not the that's not the view you wanted. Hang on. Let me grab a few other things out of here. We got this thing right here, which is a back plate. We also have inside, which this was really kind of a surprise to me. It does come with a remote. How about that? And I think there's some limitations to the remote. We'll see. And then the other thing it comes with, which I thought was kind of interesting, it comes with this little guy right here, which is it's one of those inexpensive HDMI to USB 3.0 capture cards. And I know there's a reason I need that. I'm not sure we'll figure that out during this live stream, but maybe some of you can start researching for me, especially my retroCombians. I know they are very good about researching things for me, so that's on there. Here's a little piece of this. I think that's it. Yeah, it looks like that is all. Again, no instruction manual is included, which probably shouldn't be in this day and age. Let's be honest. And I'm going to go ahead and put this back in here. Close up this box. That is a nice box, folks. And I need more space. And let's see if can I slide this over here out of the way so I don't hit it? Yes, I can. Perfect. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my camera back on the large view here. So this is very much, folks, a lot of rolling on. So here you go. Here's your first look at that monitor. Let's see. I can probably zoom in a little bit there. Oh, I cannot zoom. Why am I not zooming? For some reason, my digital zoom isn't working. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it. So here's the monitor right here. That was a lot. Let me see if you guys have anything. Looks heavy, 14 pounds. They should put a brick in the empty slots for CRT. Yeah, we could put some lead weights in there, or bricks for sure. Sounds perfect. Lead block technology. Sorry, I'm watching without sound for reasons, but oh baby, I know what that is. There you go. Stereo speakers, yes. Speakers on each side. We may get to that a little bit today. I do have an opportunity. We'll see how much time we have, but we'll go through. Oops, it's in the title. I forgot the name of it. There you go. The Checkmate. Batteries for the remote, not in the foam. Oh, you know what? Batteries for the remote. That's a good question. Batteries are not included. Oops, I can show you that. Batteries are not included, folks. Batteries not included, so you have to bring your own batteries. Looks like 2 AAAs, and I have those. I'll have to run over next door and grab a couple of those if we decide to spend time with this at all. Yet another remote in my life. And we'll get rid of the plastic here. I had a bag. Where's my, oh, I had a little trash bag. I was trying to get organized where I had a little trash bag for these things. All right, let's go back to here. Here's that again. We'll set that aside. Let's put this over here. All right, let's get this plastic off of here. Now, it is available in black or retro cream colors, I like to call it. I went for the retro cream color because I think it's probably best with the Mega 65. I don't think I have any retro computers that are black, so. Oh, that is a little piece of styrofoam there. Get that off there. Hey, come on. There you go. Oh, it's having problems focusing on that. Let me see if I can, there we go. Whoa, that was wild. Let me put this aside right here. Let's just see what it looks like with the Mega 65, shall we? Let's go ahead and we'll set this here. Let me grab my Mega 65, and my Mega 65 is back here, where it should be with its nice case right here. Let's just see. We're not going to plug it in, but let's just see what it looks like. All right, and apologies for all the equipment, batteries. Oh, you know what? Hold on, I need to fix the thing here so it will auto hide. Let me auto hide is turned on. There we go. So I don't keep forgetting to turn those off. Oh gosh, no. There we go. Now it should, after 10 seconds, that should go away. And actually that looks a little weird too. Let me go ahead and fix that just a tad. Let me make that just a little bit smaller. There we go. And put that right here. There we go. That'll probably be better. So that's the other thing I love about this new YOLO box is I can fix these things on the fly. There we go. That's much better. Okay. And let's see what it looks like with the Mega 65. Let me see if that goes away. Hey, thanks for putting up with me testing the stream. There you go. So that went away after. Okay, that was not set. So let's see what it looks like with the Mega 65. Oh, it's not the exact same color, but man, does that look good? Look at this. The two modern retro recreations, two of the coolest ones I think that are available today. You need a good Commodore-inspired retro computer. The Mega 65 with that wonderful keyboard is there. And of course, this Checkmate monitor with all these features that we will take a look at. I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually got Checkmate built in right here, or kind of in the mold here. It says Checkmate. I'll see if I'll bring the camera around here in a minute. We'll take a look at some of the features. But this really looks good. And which leads me to, you know, just the whole Commodore thing, right, that's going on. I will tell you all another unboxing that we'll have eventually, probably in October, if everything works okay, is the new Commodore 64 in that transparent gold. I went for the signature edition or launch edition or whatever it's called. I did order one of those for the channel, so I will be doing that as well. All right, let's come back to here. Let me go ahead and let's just first of all look at it as much as we can with this camera. By the way, if you have any questions whatsoever, put those in chat. Now there is a way that you can highlight questions, and I don't remember how to do that in chat. I know that's an option. You can do something, and I just don't remember it. So I don't know. So hey, Taro, good to have you here. Thanks for popping in. Taro joined us as well. How many people do we have anyway? I don't have a screen up here. Let me pull up a screen so I can see how many people are watching. Let's go to my studio here. And I probably should have been in there anyway. I go here. Let me pull up my stream health. Hey, it looks like hey guys, good news. Stream health looks like it has been excellent through this whole thing. So let's keep those fingers crossed. Maybe I work through those issues. But anyway, it looks like we have about 17 of you. Outstanding. But you know what? I only have 7 likes. Come on, folks. Let's get those thumbs ups and those likes. Let's get some more people in here joining me for the stream and let them know. Now, I probably will take portions of this and edit it down so you can see that. So anyway, you know what? What's missing? It seems like there's stuff missing, you know, like a power adapter. Maybe that's in the box. We're probably going to have to open the box, but let's look at what we have. So first of all, we have our, oh, I like the switch. The power switch is just a good retro feel switch. It's nothing fancy. It's just a switch. I like that. And then we have some controls here. A couple of holes right here. Looks like one's for an LED. I'm not sure what this is for. We do have a control knob here that I'm sure is for something. And you know what? We may actually have to bring up those instructions after all. So I hope got those somewhere. You know what? Did I leave those in the box? Oh my gosh, I may have left those in the box. I'm sure we can find those if we need them. And then we have a display of some kind here, and then a headphone jack, which is really cool. What do we have on the side here? Let's go ahead and look around. Oh, it is on a pivot. See on the base here? Come on, camera. It's having problems, I think, with this screen for some reason. And here, Xander, are those speakers over here on the left. I've heard that these are pretty good, but I've also heard that there's no insulation on the inside. So one of the things I might do, if that is the case, I might put some baffling insulation in here that'll pull out some more bass and I think just help the sound. So I'm thinking about doing that. And then of course there should be one on the other side right here. You can see that. Let's see, does it tilt and swivel? It does. Look at that. Nice. That's got a pretty good, yeah, that's pretty good. Not bad at all. All right. So let's go ahead and spin it around. Oh, he's already popped in my accessories, which is really nice. Look at that. Like I said, I got this one pretty well decked out, folks. I don't know that I could add any more. Let me go ahead and I am going to move the camera up close for you so we can take a look at what we have here. Because I do want you to see that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go back up here so that you're not looking at that. While we're doing that, if you've not dropped in the chat, please drop in the chat. Say hello. Would love to hear from you. And see who is here. Looks like Carl came in and joined us. Carl, good to have you here. Thanks so much for joining the live stream. This is an ad hoc live stream, as I said. Wasn't planned, just something I decided to do. So Taro is welcoming. As I always like to say, the friendliest chat in YouTube at this particular time. These are a great group. Hey, Neil made it. Hey, Neil, good to have you here. What is this? This is the Checkmate monitor, right? This thing is so cool. Day of unboxing, says Taro. I unboxed a Canon all-in-one printer today. Oh, nice. Are printers still a thing? I shouldn't say that because I know they are. We have I got a laser color printer back here I use for all kinds of stuff. And so does the lovely accountant. She teaches online. So of course she needs that as well. So, all right, let me see if I can get this thing set up while I'm reading chat. I'm seeing more drop frames in the stats, but your connection's so much better now than the buffering. Oh, good. Thank you, Evil J. Keep an eye on that for me. If you start to see some issues, I'm still showing, and for the entire stream so far, excellent health. I think it was a combination of things. I think I did have a cable, I think that was good, but I think when I looked at my router, the quality of settings, I had messed that up. I did some research, I got that fixed, so hopefully we're pushing pixels, man. Watch the pixels as they come flying through the air. All right, let me see if I can get this thing set up here so we can take a look at what we have on the back of this thing. Come on, tighten up. There we go. And then let's just do this manually right there. Okay, who else do we have? Evil Just, oh, we already talked about that. Fully loaded, I see. Well, kind of fully loaded. It's probably more so than what most. Oh yeah, I like me some ports. You got some piece of electronics. You look at the back first, not the front. Yeah, true, my left. That's pretty good. I've unboxed some bits for my wild camping in hammock today. Oh, that's cool. What's up with the V-Spot? Did you live there? I was born there, for the love of code. Good to have you here. Yes, I was born there, and I have another one too, which represents the airbase where I was born on, which is no longer there. My father was in the Air Force, and but I was born in the economy, which is kind of unusual. So technically, because I was born outside, a German citizen for a while, which is interesting. Wow, lots of connections. What does it support? RGB? Oh, everything. One of the other reasons I did get all of these is exactly for what you say, Stefan, which is I have a Commodore 128, but I didn't have anything that really supported that 80 column mode. So with this, you can switch between the two modes. Can't obviously show them at the same time, but I could use this for the 80 column mode and another one for the, the 40, but just really cool. Okay, so here's what we have. I know you all are really excited about those ports. So here are the ports. Let me go ahead and line this up a little bit for you here. I can see, so straighten that up. Just there we go. There we go. And you can see some of here, we'll put this down here so you can see some of what we have. So now some of these ports, I'm even going to have to learn I know we have a SCART up here. Let's not do that. We do have this area up here. We'll talk about that in just a minute. This is and I don't remember the names of the expansion ports. I will, if I do an edit of this video, I'll try and put down here what those are. But this is one expansion port, but you can see we have S-Video, We have the not VGA, but the one, what is that? What did they call that? EGA. It's technically an EGA port, I think, for the Commodore 128. You've got some switching over here that I'm not going to mess with right now. I need to read the manual. Here's that SCART port. I will probably never use that SCART port, but it is nice to have just in case something comes my way that I want to use that. If you in chat think you have some reason why I would need that SCART port, please let me know. I think this is just audio, right, for the S-Video. So if we're going S-Video in, that did not include audio, so we have left and right. We do have RGB as well. I'm assuming we can use that RGB and that audio together. That's what that looks like. And then, believe it or not, B and C, which is very unusual option, but that just kind of spec'd everything out for us. And then down here, we have some really interesting things going on. We have several composite ends. Well, we have 1, 2 of those, and we got an extra audio in it. Looks like we have 3 HDMIs, and then we have 2 down here. Now, the interesting thing that I like about this, though, is with those HDMIs, we have HDMI in and we have HDMI out. So we can take our out and go into like a capture device or another video recorder like I constantly do. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about, which is why I want to come back to that first thing, when I get this expanded table down here, could I make this a part of the studio so that you can watch me either live or capturing the video out? So this could be a pass-through kind of monitor, which I think is really interesting. And I couldn't do it now because I don't have enough room, but if I can expand this desk about 6 more inches, I could integrate this in, and wow, how cool would that be? I would never want to leave this space. It would always be perfect. So let's go ahead and go back here. We also have, isn't this no, what is this? So we've got, is this a PS2 port? Because this is S-Video, right? It looks like this is a PS2 port. Would that be a PS2 port for a mouse? I gotta check that out. What do you guys think? Is that what that is? That's what it looks like. We've got another couple of audio jacks here. Gotta check that out. Here's our VGA, and then we have some USB here. Now, let me go ahead and remove this one right here, and I'm going to need a screwdriver. Hold on, because that is in there tight. Luckily, I always have a screwdriver at hand. There we go. Wasn't that bad. So this is an extra, I think this is the extra part bit that I bought as well. And these plates, these little areas come out, and you can swap these too if you need to. But one of the things you can do, or a couple of things you can do, is if you are a mystery user, and folks, I am not a MiSTer user. I've talked about many times why I just don't think MiSTer is the thing for me, and it's all about the keyboard and the real experience. I don't want to just emulate the software and the OS. I want to emulate the hardware as much as possible. So that's what I do. So after you take these screws out, you can pop this off, and then you have this plate. Now, here we go. Inside we have some parts, pieces, and components. So let me go ahead and pull these off of here. Let me see if I can get my top down now. We may be able to use our top down monitor here to give us a little more flexibility. There we go. That's pretty good. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Now that zoom in's working. I don't know why. So this is another little piece here. I'm going to need the Mislov knife here. Let me get the Mislov knife. There we go. It's called the Mislov knife because it comes from one of my supporters. Well, actually, one of my executive producers. So I always keep that handy for an unboxing. Do a little clean up here. All right, this is, let me get this off of here. This is metal, folks. You hear that? That is metal. That is pure metal. This is for a, this is so cool. This is for, if I can get this off, let me get all this tape off. There we go. This says HD TV to mini. That's interesting. I think that's just a bag that was being used. Lots of accessories. Man, I'll be playing with this for months just to figure out all that it can do. This right here, my friends, is for a Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to have to get the instructions. We won't be doing that during this, but this is so that you can take a Raspberry Pi, and I'm not sure if this one will fit, if it'll, this is the 5. I'm hoping I can put the 5. Oh yeah, yes. It does look like the 5 will work. See how this will work? So I'll put the Raspberry Pi 5 in here, or maybe it doesn't. That doesn't look right. Maybe if I Oh yeah, that'll work. Perfect, see? So there's the Raspberry Pi 5 right there. Let me get you, you probably want to see a different view. Let me get you a different view. Here it is right here. So here's the Raspberry Pi 5, and then once that's mounted in here, I'll take all this stuff to bring the ports around, everything I need. So that's probably going to bring my HDMI out. I imagine one of these is a micro HDMI. I don't see that. I'll have to take a look at that, but maybe I have to provide that myself. I don't know. We'll see. But I can do that. And then we also have power via USB. Then that won't work on a Raspberry Pi 5. So that may not work. Although, what do we have here? We have, oh, this is PD 65 watt. This will power my Raspberry Pi 500. So what will really be cool is as a standalone unit, this over here can just be a Raspberry Pi 5, and you can just take this with a keyboard and a mouse, and boom, you've got a Raspberry Pi 5 computer, or 4 or 3. So I got some research to do there to figure all that out, but I'm super excited about that because you could do some cool retro gaming on your Raspberry Pi. All right, I do not want to lose all of this, but let's take a little, well, let me see. Let me find, you know what? Do I have one of those? I do not. I'm going to have to let me get everything put back in a bag because oh, here we go. Here we go. What's this? Oh, here's a micro HDMI. No? Yes. Yes. So all my HDMI stuff is in here. So it looks like there's micro HDMI in here with a couple of other additional, yeah, there we go. See it right there? So I'll have to figure out how to put all that together. All right, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And so I paid extra for the Raspberry Pi because I do use Raspberry Pi 5 or Raspberry Pi regularly, and I just thought it'd be really neat to have in this device. We've got all of our screws here. And we're going to take a look on the inside as much as we can. I'm not going to pull a bunch of stuff out because I'm afraid if I do, I'm going to mess something up. So, but let's take a sneak peek inside and see what we have. If you have questions, go ahead and put those in chat. CGA, EGA, thank you, Evil J. That is what this one is right here. CGA, EGA, that's right. I've forgotten that. So thank you for that. Again, if you have questions, put those in chat. I'll come back to it in just a minute. We'll take a look at it. Let me go ahead and let's see if I can get you a little sneak peek inside here with my camera. I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring, my cables are running a little bit close. So let me go ahead and bring this a little bit closer to us. Whoa. Okay. And then we'll look inside here and see what we have. So you can see, and I know it's a little dark. I think I can help you out a little bit. Hold on. Do I have a flashlight? I have a flashlight on my phone. Let's see if I can do that. Talk about ad hoc and impromptu live streaming. This is what I do for you all. I just go out of the way for you guys. Let's see. There we go. Now we can see a little bit better inside. You can see the Checkmate. So there's another slot right there where we can add another unit bank in here. I'm not sure what I would add. I'd have to go look. And then there's something. Oh, that's just the slider. Yeah. So this is just the slide for the slot. And it looks like you can see there. See how those fit in there? Right there. That's kind of cool. So all these boards are custom boards made just for this monitor. Wow, that is pretty cool. By the way, I still have a healthy stream. I'm so excited. I think I'm more excited about my stream not dying. And I shouldn't have said that. I know I just doomed it. I just doomed it. So, I got to turn this off. Hold on, let me get this thing turned off. There we go, turned off before I burn. Okay, so let me, I'm going to go ahead and, what should I do? Let me go ahead and put the, I'll put it up here so that you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and replace the plate. I think I'm not going to put this back on yet because I've got to figure out how to do all this. So I'm going to set this aside with all the accessories. And I'm going to go ahead and put on the clean plate right now so that you can see what it would look like if you bought it just with what I have right here. So we'll go ahead and screw that on. Very cool, isn't it? All right, so let's go ahead and put that in. That's a clean look right there. That is sweet. I sure hope the power supply, where would the power go? You think of power, oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. Where do we plug this thing in? I was looking for a regular, 3-prong, but I guess it doesn't use that. I'm not sure where power is. Let's see. Let's look around, see if we got something on the side. Don't see anything. I'm not sure where to plug in power. We're gonna have to look at that. Maybe one of these, I guess. Here's the switch. That is a substantial switch too. Somebody want to do some research, find out where this power supply is, let me know. But we got to find it. It's got to be here somewhere. All right. Well, anyway, we'll find it. So let me go ahead and pull this guy around here. There's a close-up of those speakers again right there. And you can see those would be easy to swap out too if you wanted something different. I believe they're just regular 4-inch. And I was watching a video and I think he just found 4-inch car speakers. That's what he threw in here because that was what gave him the best sound. So I'm anxious for the sound too. Let's see. All right, I think that's it. Okay, so let me go ahead and I'm going to move the camera back up here because we're going to need to unbox our other box here in just a minute. And you're going to need a large view for that. There we go. Let me clip that in there. There we go. Make sure that that's in there. Do we have it? Yeah, there we go. So we're back here. So let's go ahead and let's pop into, let me get this. Oh, look at that. I cannot get away from this thing, guys. All right, let me just set it over here for a minute. Let's check on chat. I've not been there. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Lots of good stuff. Let's see. Wow, lots of connections. Yes. Oh, this is kind of cool. I didn't realize this. My yellow box actually lets me know when I have shown a chat, I think. Yep, I believe it's doing that. So virtual drool, I love that. BNC is great if you have a Memotech MTZ. I don't know what that is, Taro, but I will look that up. Call it show split screen for a time. I could do a split screen with this. I did not set up for that. Usually when I do a prepared video, I do have some really cool split screens I've been working on though. I got this one right here that I've been working on. So we're gonna have me here and then whatever's showing on the retro computer here. I thought I had another one too. Did I not have another one? No, that's that. I thought I had, I guess not. Oh, well, I thought I had another. I gotta get rid of that. Hold on. There we go. I thought I had another split screen I had set up. Maybe not, but I know. Hey, and we haven't had to, I do still have this. So there you go. Let's see. I'd say the PS2 is S-video. Oh, okay. You think BNC to RCA cables are a thing? Question mark. I love that. Yeah, it's S-video. Okay. Bottom one is the power connector. Oh, is it? Bottom one is the power connector? Which one? Oh, yeah, you might be right. Okay, we'll check that out. It's an interesting choice for a power adapter, though. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting choice for a power adapter. We'll take a look at it when we get into our supplies. He's going in. Yes, I did. Upper one is S-video. Yep, that's what I thought. Yep, Sir Omi. Oh, is Sarah Omi here? I have BNC to RCA adapter on my MTX. The lower port that you named PS2, oh, is the power. Really? Oh, that makes a whole heck of a lot of sense, Martin, because it's sitting right next to the power switch. Thank you for that. And that makes sense for power too. So that, yeah, that's good. Thank you for that. Very good. This is why I love doing these live streams like this, because you all teach me so much about this stuff. Yeah, we talked about that one. Taro, I got my MTX 512 to recycling about, oh my gosh, recycling. Isn't that sad stuff recycled? Checked the Checkmate website. Speaking of the speaking of that website, guys, I should probably be doing that. Let me go ahead and bring up here. I think I can set this up without you having to watch me set it up. Let's see. Yep, I can do that. All right, let me go ahead and get this over here. Let's go ahead and flop over there. And here is the Checkmate website. As you can see, you can pre-order, which I did, and the pre-order did not take long. He was really, let me blow that up a little bit for you. Let's see. I thought I was going to blow it up for you. Am I on my Bluetooth? Yeah, there we go. I was on the wrong screen. There we go. Now I can blow it up a little bit for you. Oh, ratso. There we go. And he was kind enough to really kind of get this out pretty quickly. And I guess it probably 2 weeks and took a couple of weeks to get over across the pond. So here's the Checkmate. Oh, there you go. He was checking. There it is. Nice. So here's everything we need. So here's the phones, OLED. So everything is right here. This is really good. So let's see how correct I was. with this. So stereo composite, yeah, it was right there, HDMI 4, 3, and 2 supports all those. So the 2 at the bottom are the HDMI out. So there's 2 HDMI outs, which I think is pretty fabulous. VGA audio, that makes sense. Yep, you'd have to have audio out, phones out if you want. So there's a phone plug on the front and the back. Here's that power. Thank you for that, Martin. And next to the switch, which makes it, and that's it. This is Appy's Retro Scaler. That's the addition that I added, because I just wanted to make sure I had everything, including that RGBI, which will give me that Commodore 128 video out connection. And of course, looks like we can switch between monochrome with this switch. It's not saying what these other switches are for. I'll have to dig in to find that out. We did talk about component, S-Video, and then the audio for that. So good there. Here's some notes on the ports, which is kind of interesting. Just really fascinating, the level of care that he took with this. The other thing I'm also wondering, is this all firmware upgradable? It has to be, and what that process is. But as I always say, if it's working, don't mess with it. Oh no, I got my first little warning stream. If you all are glitching, let me know. Still says it's good, and we're about an hour in. There's that whole thing where after about an hour, we start getting some weirdness. So don't know what's going on there, but hey, if you get some, but it still says stream is healthy. Yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed. But everything was working a minute ago. Hopefully it won't die out. So here's some more information here. Modular inputs, display platform of the, there you go. There's Steve. There's a video you can watch. I think I have watched that one, which is a very good video. It will go into a lot. Steve Jones, that's right. That's his name, Steve Jones. Steve, thank you again for, and he's actually said if I have any questions, reach out to him personally. So that was kind of nice. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Steve on a retroCombs live stream at some point. I don't know. I can do that now with the yellow box, but not until I get this thing working the way I need to, which still looks like we're okay. It's got the look for sure. So there you go. Yeah, we don't want to CRT. I think you totally got it right. All-in-one is really nice as well, option. So there you go. Yeah, and a lot of the people are buying these for the Pi Amiga. So I saw somebody reference that in chat, so we'll come back to that in a minute. So there's the website. Thanks for that call out. That's good. The MTX is one of my Grail computers. I don't even know what that is. I've really got to, yeah, there you go, Evil J, Instant Pi Amiga. I thought I saw that kind of come through my peripheral vision there. It'd be perfect for a Pi Amiga, and popping that in and doing that, especially with Pi Amiga, the new version coming out. That could be really fun. That might make a fun live stream right there. But yeah, just to put the Pi Amiga on there and leave that, you've got yourself pretty much a self-contained Amiga that is amazing. So maybe I'll have to play with that. That could be a really good configuration. I am thinking, do I want to take this up to Midwest Computer Festival as part of a display? I'm thinking about being there, folks, and actually being at a table. Trying to work out my schedule. Saturday's iffy for me right now, but I'm trying to work that out. Can you turn off the 2 different units of connections? Good question. I'm not sure. I would assume there's some kind of control. I'm not sure with the remote, but we'll see. Maybe not this live stream, but I'll spend time with it. Looks like $1 million, but the keyboard really sucked on my model. Oh, we're still talking about the MTX. I've really got to look for one of those. Looks like a person could ditch a lot of converter boxes. Absolutely. It sounds like you have a lot of those, Evil J. Is that what I'm getting? I'll be ordering a black Checkmate next month with the S-Video RF board. There you go. Oh gosh, hey guys, let me know how the stream is going. I got another warning. I mean, it's not horrible, but I did get another little hiccup there. It looks like bottom is it the 4-pin lower right? Oh, we talked about that. So let me go ahead and move on through that. Still finding, okay, good. Thank you guys. I just want to make sure. Taro, yep, the Checkmate will receive several variants of NTSC PAL video over RF. Don't know about CCAM. I do not either. That's the other thing I like too, is that it will support both PAL and NTSC, especially with retro computers. You know, you guys know how that goes. Is the SCART the only analog RGB in besides the VGA? I think so. I think RGB is the only other analog. Well, S-Video though, right? Wouldn't that be one too? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. Okay. We have another box. Late to the game. Hey, Martin, good to have you here. We have 2 Martins. I don't know if Martin, yeah, Martin's still here too, and Martin's here. So, Mega 65 Martin and Martin. So good to have you here. You're not too late. We've already unboxed this guy, but we're getting ready to come into now the accessories. So here's what I'm going to have to do. In order to unbox the accessories, I've got to remove, sneak peek, some of the things we're going to unbox during the next prepared live stream. Let me put those back here. Those have been sitting there waiting. And then I'm going to have to move some stuff, clean up, talk amongst yourselves a minute. And then I've got to move my keyboard over here. This is how limited. This is why a bigger table is going to be nice. And let me put my Raspberry Pi 5 up. And most importantly, let me take a sip of water. Here we go. Let me move that. Move this over here. Get my phone out of the way. We'll put that phone up here. We'll put my screwdriver back in there, my keyboard cover, and then I'm going to move this over here. Oh my gosh, that is so heavy. All right, we're going to put that right there. Hey, that looks pretty good right there. I don't care who you are. And then I can put my keyboard back over here. All right. And you can, oh, we're back to an excellent stream. So I don't know. So everything's working, so we'll leave it at that. Let me go ahead and close out a few things here. All right. So now let's get the big box. Let me move this. Oh, and I want to put this somewhere where I don't lose it until I figure out what that is for. And let's go ahead and put this back up here. Got to clean up. If I don't, it'll be a mess. Ugh. All right, let's see. Which way do we want to open this guy? We'll do it this way. All right, this, yeah, I'm a little concerned. I don't have a power supply. I'm hoping that's in here. I'm hoping there's a power supply in here because right now I have no way to get power, especially with that little connector, right? So let's hope it's in the accessories box. And I know what one of the accessories is that's in here, but let's hope that everything is in here that I need. If not, we may be done with the live stream after I open the accessories. Will it accept an old, Patrick asks, will it accept, well, I can put it up on the screen. Hold on, I think I can do the, no, I didn't do the highlight one, shoot. I had a button where I could hide, oh wait, feature the comment, there we go. There we go, I forgot I had a little button I can feature the most recent comment without having to tap on it. It will not that I'm aware of, I don't think so. Really, Sarah says it will, yes, on any channel, it does? Really? Well, that's cool, I didn't even know that. But that is a great question and a better answer than what I provided. So that is interesting. We can get RF. Really? I'm going to have to, you know, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to dig into that electronic manual. Looked like it was a PDF. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw it into AI. Jim and I are going to spend some time in that manual. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing. Ugh. So it was a great question. Thank you for that. All right, let's see what we have in here. This, I believe... Oh, this is the case right here. I did get the case for it. I did get the case. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. This is a nice case. Check out the case. Look at this, guys. This is what you want to carry your monitor in when you travel. And you know, I go to enough places and shows, I really felt like I needed to get one of these. This is, ooh, smells good too. Look at this. Checkmate on here. It's got nothing in here. It's got our pockets here on the sides, two big pockets, and really nice. I forget what I paid extra for that, but I don't care. Whatever it was worth it to protect my Checkmate when I travel. It's really well padded. I do like that. I think it's going to be pretty safe. So very, very cool. So that won't get a lot of use, but if we're doing a display, especially with the Raspberry Pi built into it, if we're doing a computer show or we're doing something with Makerspace, or I just want to take it and show it to somebody, that's great. Or if I want to travel with it, I guess I could do that. I could throw it in the back and travel with it, which would be kind of fun, especially if you're throwing a Raspberry Pi. This looks like room enough for a keyboard. So it looks like we can do a custom keyboard. I have to figure out what I want to do for that. Although, you know what would be fun is the 8-bit do Commodore 64 inspired. Looks like that bad boy would fit in there, and that's USB and Bluetooth. So that could be the one that goes in there, because that would make that's kind of yeah, that'd be a nice addition. Look at that. Get your Raspberry Pi 5 going right there. Would not be bad. All right, now I'm at a loss, guys. Do you know why I'm at a loss? Does anybody know why I'm at a loss? He's ready for LAN parties, I know. The power, what do I do? Did I miss something? Do I need to go back in the box and see if there's power? I mean, I'm not seeing a power adapter. There's nothing in the bag of accessories. Let me go back in the box, the main box, and see. Maybe it was on the side or something. Or maybe somebody can check online while I'm looking and see if I am missing something. I'm gonna go back in here and see. It sure doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. Let me check, make sure. Sometimes these things are in the bottom and the top, and let's see. Going all the way to the bottom. Wait, I think I feel something heavy. Yep, I feel something heavy. This thing, and here's what I mean. I think I found it, guys. When I lifted this, look at that. When I lifted it, it went like this. So the balance tipped me off that there was something else. Look at that. I think we found it, guys. Look at that. Snuck it in. So there you go. You got to be careful. There is a power supply, and it's right there. So let's go ahead and pull this out. All right, so if you bought one of these, hopefully you're watching this video. I'll make sure and put a towel. Oh, there we go. That's heavy. Anything else in there? Yep, nothing else in there. All right. Well, good. That means this live stream can go on for at least for a little bit longer, right? To keep the box or not to keep the box, folks, I need your guidance. And while I'm in here, let me go ahead and just grab the link to the manual. Let's put that on here instead. There we go. We'll do that right there. And then let's put the. Do I need to keep this big box? It's a nice box. Let's be clear, but I am running out of space, folks. I've got to do some cleaning up. Apologies, I know I'm a little farther away from the mic right now, so I probably sound a little bit further away, as we used to say in Kentucky. But this is really a cool box. Check out this box. Look at this. Isn't that nice? It's the Kickstarter edition. Show you all the sides there. Here's the one I got. Isn't that nice? It's really well done. Packaging. I mean, this does not feel like, and I guess technically it's not a project that's, well, I mean, it's kind of a fan project, right? But wow, check it out. That is so nice. So anyway, do I need yet another box though? Holy smokes. Seriously, boxes, boxes, boxes. Let's see what you guys are talking about while I went through that. Convention bag is very nice. Look for the cable with that DIN type connector. Yes, I think we've got her now. I'll preheat a thought. Thank you. Did you have that plug though, Jamie? Oh, and Jamie, welcome. I'm sorry, you probably popped in and I forgot to welcome you. Good to have you here. Hidden power cable. I know it's like one of those magical, or not magic, one of those puzzle boxes. You have to find everything. I mean, it's a great place, great packing though. That's a great place for it. Standing down, yeah. Power down the soldering iron. Power it down. Did you tell me in the foam, Xander? Isn't the power supply in the other box? Oh, there, yeah, you did. You did say that. I guess for power, you need to connect a mouse and move it. Yeah, I'll get retroPup down here on a treadmill. She's got enough energy. She could keep that thing going for sure. Oh yeah, I need batteries too, don't I? Yep. Keep the box. Hey everyone. Hey Desert Blizzard, good to have you here. Desert's been here before, I'm pretty sure, but good to have you back. The green option. Next up, does he have a 13 to? Right, I know. Right, here we go. Don't need the box. You have the carry bag. That's kind of where I am. I don't think I need the box, but it's such a nice box. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I can prioritize the box. Maybe I have a couple other smaller boxes I can put in that box to store those boxes. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But no, I don't think I need it. Oh yeah, yeah. And to your point, Evil Jan, never throw away boxes within 6 months to a year for sure. Yeah, because you never know, especially with this one coming all the way over the pond. We haven't fired this thing up. We don't even know if it's going to work. Building my own Ultimate 64, watching retrocombs. Life is very good for you, especially that retrocombs part. Yeah, well, good for you, man. Indeed, yes, for sure. Hey, good. Thank you for that. All right, good to catch up on chat. Let me clean up my desk here a little bit. Very fun, very fun. Oh, got junk. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, you know, my wife heard me down here one day and she said, all you do is sit down there and ramble, don't you? And I thought, if I don't ramble, it's like the old radio thing, dead air, right? I have to be rambling the whole time I'm talking, right? I mean, the whole time I'm live streaming, I have to be talking, right? Let me know in chat what you think. Would you like periods of quiet? if you need a break from me and need periods of quiet, please let me know. Happy to take your feedback. But I just feel like I need to keep talking. And obviously I can do it. So, but it may not be what you want to hear. All right, anyway, back to this. Here we go. Here's the electronic manual. I need to, hey, I don't know if I have any of, Jamie, I think you're an executive producer. I don't know yeah, about it. It's way too long. Listen, if you don't ramble to us, you'll be rambling to her. Why, thank you, Milo. I think this is your first live stream with us, my left, and I think you need to be back. I think we need you here. You're like good energy with this group for sure. I bet she'll prefer you ramble down. Yes, she would. Oh, wait a minute. Now, the Thought Plickens, folks. The Thought Plickens. Look at this. What in the world? We got two remotes. One says Checkmate, one doesn't. What is that about? I guess we're going to have to figure that out. Interesting. I don't need more remotes in my life, Steve, but maybe there's a technical reason for it. We'll have to, and guess what? I bet batteries aren't included with this one either, Xander. Let's see. Oh, yeah, now I've got to have two sets of batteries. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. What in the world? Okay, two remotes. Yay. Let me get rid of this. Wow. Two remotes. Let me see if I can put all this stuff where you can see it while we're doing it. Here, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here in case somebody wants to mess around with that. Here is, what is that? It's just random pieces of stuff. I hope I didn't miss something. Here we go. All right, here's our power supply. Oh, no, guess what? You get the power supply, but you got to come up with your own cable, which makes sense because this makes it so that it's kind of more universal. So I will have to find a cable for this. So there we go. And then we have these two things. What do these do? I feel like maybe, I don't know. I'm going to have to find out what these two things do and how those are related to all of this. So I'm not sure what that is. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. I need to grab a few things. But here's what we're going to do. I am going to, let me pop back over to the, how do I get over there? Let me pop back over to my, because you don't need dead air. I'm going to have to grab a few things from my other office over there. So let me go back to this view right here. And what I'm going to do is, let me pull up my audio. Audio right there. And where's my Mac? Space retro, there we go. No, that's Mac. I'm not getting, let me see if I can sound. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Output. Yeah, I don't know that that's going to work. Yeah, you may not be able to hear it. So let's see what happens here. I was gonna play one of these videos while I was getting my stuff so you could take a quick look at it. Let's see. All in all, let's see if this works.
Hi everyone. Okay, so
yeah, it's going through my Mac Mini. I don't think I can port it because I haven't set that up. Let's see. I don't know why I don't have an input for. Let's see. System settings. Can you guys, I don't think you guys can hear that, but anyway, I'll leave the video running for just a minute, and then I'm going to go grab a few things. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. There we go. Let's go ahead. I think I have everything. I hope you guys kept yourselves entertained in chat. Apologies for that, but you know, I didn't realize I was going to need some things. So here's what we have. We have our batteries and we have our power cable. And I think that's all I needed, right? Oh, and I did grab an HDMI cable because I think we are going to try and plug something in. So we will give that a shot and you'll see what that is. So first things first, unfortunately I didn't have a black one handy. I do need to find a black cable. If anybody has a black spare one, let me know. This one I had to rob off of an old monitor, believe it or not. I'm sure I'll have a black one around here somewhere, but I am probably going to have to steal it from something. I thought I had, I'm like you, Evil J. I thought boxes of these things. I think it was Evil J. Somebody said that. Not sure. Let's see. Well, oh, let me see how everything, let me get back here. Hold on just a second. There we go. Stream is healthy. Okay, just making sure everything's good. Making sure I still had you. Let's see. Audio is breaking. Probably did. There we go. There's the link in there if you need the PDF. Thank you for that, Jamie. Appreciate that. Two remotes for Lara Croft mode. Yeah, there you go. Audio is breaking. I turned my sound on just at the right moment. My first stream. Okay, so that's good. My grandfather's probably one of the first people to invent the blab off button by wiring in a way to cut out the speaker in his TV so he didn't have to listen to the commercials. That's amazing, Patrick. Wow, that's pretty cool. Thumbs up. The stream, only 2 thumbs. Only 2. I'm showing 16 thumbs up, I think. So I think we're good there. Buffer health is doing slightly. We're still saying 9 seconds ahead of broadcast, though. Yeah, I'm showing excellent. Did drop slightly. So whatever I've done, it's better. And I probably just need to quit worrying about it at this point. It's probably going to be fine. Looks like Drex is here and just joined us. Hey, Drex, good to have you. Thanks for popping in. We're just kind of checking it out. We've been at this for, what have we been at this for? About an hour? Is that right? Is that where we are? An hour in? More than that, right? Yeah, well, no, about an hour. So that's pretty good. Let's see. Sounds fine here too. Regional YouTube issue. Yeah, could be. Getting no audio at all. Yeah, that was mine. That was my fault, Taro. That was me. Yeah, no, thank you, Evil J. It's just, I couldn't, I've got to figure out, for some reason, my Mac isn't piping through to the YOLO box. It's just, I haven't had time to work out all the kinks on everything. It's the first time I've needed to do that. So I will get that. Yeah, he stepped away. Thank you, Evil J. Great. Now I want to monitor even more. Wait till we plug it in if we ever get there, right? All those cables coming out of the back, think what that would look like. The Predator after he's hooked it up. Yeah, all that business. My left, they appear to still be selling them on their site. Yeah, he still has them. I think he's getting ready to do another round of them. Yes, I know I'm on mute, Evil J. Thank you. Sounds good. And sync off. Yes, audio is out of sync. Is it offsite? Are we out of sync? Hey, check. Let me know. Audio. It says audio and video are slightly off sync. Let me know if that's still the case. Oh, it's back in sync. Okay. Something happened there for a minute. Caught up. Yep. Yeah, fine. Had to close the browser. Oh, sorry you had to do that. Okay, let's go back to what we were doing here. Okay, so we've got this plugged in to power. Let's go ahead and put our batteries in. Runaway battery. Stephen, you need to level your desk. Okay, these are triple A's, folks. Triple A's, and I only use Duracells. Only the finest for my equipment. I guess Energizers are fine too. Whatever. Although I have to say I've been pretty impressed with the Amazon Basics premium batteries. Those are pretty good too. I have not linked to those. Don't worry, folks. There you go, selling again. No, I'm not selling right now. Okay, so now we've got batteries. Again, I have no earthly idea what these are for. I can look at that later. So let's do this. Let's plug something in. You guys want to plug in this thing and plug something in? So let's see. I got to move some more stuff now. I'm going to bring the monitor back over here. All I really need is this. I do have, what's fun is I do have an out. Let me show you here. I do have a HDMI out that I could plug in and run through the capture device. Who knows? We might see if we can do that. That could be kind of interesting, see how that works. And I'm doing this. I just want to say I'm doing this. No, I'm not plugging in the Mega 65. I know, my left, you'd love that, but I'm not going to do that. Not for this one. Not for this one. Not for this one. But hang on. I'm sure we'll be using it. But I'm going to do something just a little bit easier, okay? But it is kind of fun, I think, anyway. So I need to plug this in. So I'm going to take this. Let me go ahead and bring my desk, and I'm going to plug this in over here. I do have a nice plug right there. I'm going to get rid of some of this cable here. All right, and let's go ahead and let's take that off. So we have plenty of room. Actually, I'm going to probably do, yeah, let's go ahead and that should be enough right there. So let's go ahead, so I don't lose my tie. Let's plug this. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. I have recorded, again, every camera, so I might do a different edit of this. And I don't need to. Why is that still playing over here? Oh, I see why that's playing. Let me go ahead and get rid of that right there. Okay. I probably will do an edit to streamline it, so this could be another fun video, or maybe just portions of it. I don't know. We'll see. All right, here we go. I'm going to now have to move this out of the way. See why I need a bigger desk, folks? We've been watching Jaws. I need a bigger boat. We watched the original Jaws, started it a couple of nights ago. We got to finish it tonight. We've already decided. It was so much fun. It's such a good movie. Holds up well. All right, so let's see. You probably want to see what I'm doing. So let me go ahead here. And what we've learned is that this is the power. So we should be able to plug that in right there. And hopefully when I plug it in, things aren't going to smoke. There we go. That clipped in nicely. I am going to go ahead while I'm back here, and I'm going to plug in the HDMI. Now, what I don't know is, does it matter? Let's see. Can I pull up that? Can we pull up? Let's see. Can we pull up that screen? Let's see if we can do that. I need my keyboard. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. Let's see, did it say in our little list here? It doesn't say 1, 2, or 3. So what we'll have to decide is it 1, 2, and 3, or is it 1, 2, and 3? I don't know. We're gonna start with this one. I guess I don't know. Hey, Drex. Drex says I've been on the fence for one of these monitors for a while, so pretty interested in this. Yeah, me too. And +1 for Energizer. Oh, we got, okay, let the Duracell Energizer wars begin. Go. Use HDMI 1. Yes, but which one is it, Martin? Is it this one or is it this one? Right? I want to assume it's this one because, you know, left or right. So we'll try that. Okay. Let's go ahead and plug that in. Okay. There we go. The diagram actually said 432. Yeah, but I think isn't 432 is that the input? Let's see. Let me go back. Or is that the HDMI? Oh, it says HDMI 1, HDMI out. Oh, I see. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yes, I'm seeing. I'm tracking now. So, yes. So here we go. This is HDMI out. I think I may have inadvertently said these were both HDMI outs. This is HDMI out. This is HDMI 1. Then it goes 4, 3, 2. Got it. Good catch. Okay, so let's go back here and fix that. So we're going to unplug from here. So HDMI 1, we know from our diagram, is right here. There we go. All right. So then your question probably is, hey, RetroCombs, what are you going to plug in? Well, I got something I think is kind of fun we're going to do. This should make all of you happy. Well, no, it won't. I say that. You can never make everybody happy. We're going to go simple. This will be perfect. We're going to go the A500 because that's going to really be interesting to see how that works. It has HDMI already built in, which we love. Plus, we need our mouse, which we always love, a good mouse. So we've got the mouse here. So apologies if you were hoping for something different. This is what we're using, so we're going to plug that in. And then, of course, we have our gaming. We have to have our game controller, which we love here. So we'll be able to try some. It's so tiny. I know, that's the other reason I thought the juxtaposition of the two of them next to each other would just be hilarious. So I'm glad you appreciated that. My left, I think you're probably the only one to get that. So, and then we'll plug this in. But yeah, it was either going to be the C64 Mini or the A500, and I really wanted to do the A500 because the C64 would really seem old school, and this is, I don't know, it's a little more modern than that. I just felt that this was probably the better. So then we're plugged in. So you know what, I probably shouldn't have plugged that in first. Let me go ahead and I'm going to turn this around now that we have everything plugged in. Got a handle right here. I don't know if you've seen that. Let me be careful here. There we go. And we'll flip this around. Whoops. Hold on just a second. There we go, right here. And I know I'm really close to the mic right now, so you're probably hearing me more than you ever wanted to at this point. There we go. Okay. So then, and then retroPup is going crazy upstairs. So if you hear barking, that's where that's coming from. So let me go ahead and bring my HDMI back right here. Okay, there we go. Now, hang on just a second. I need to find out what is going on upstairs. This is what happens when you live stream from home. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back, and believe it or not, it was the mailman. So there you go, life around the house. All right, so here's what we have. We have this setup right here. Now I need power to the. Let's see, I need, what's this use? This is USB-C if I remember. So I need a USB-C cable, which I have right here, ready to go. We're going to plug that in to the back. Before we do that, let's go ahead and turn on our monitor right here and hope we have power. I'm not sure where the little power light is. I just pressed it. I am plugged in. Oh, got to flip the switch on the back. So there's, interestingly, there's this button here, and then remember the switch on the back. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Yep, that's turned off. So let's go ahead and turn that on. So that gets the main power, the mains, which, there you go, got a little light there. And then Checkmate, check that out. Let's see if anything else pops up. So we're on VGA 1 right now. So I figure out how to change that to HDMI. I am curious, oh, no signal. You know, that's interesting. That uses the same kind of user interface that my retro computer, let me show you that. Let me see if I can show you that. I think I can show you that. If I go to my retro view, look at that. See how it says no signal, the thing going across? That's not coming, that right there is not coming from the Checkmate. This is the Checkmate. So they're using the same interface as my Cloner Alliance capture card. That's kind of interesting. There you go. A little something we just learned. Pretty interesting. All right, let me go back to my desk here. Did not know that. So let me see what happens when we press this button right here. Okay, so that turns it off. So you've got the power switch on the back and then the one on the front. So probably for long term, you probably want to kick that last one in the back off for protection. But this one will actually turn it on. Got to hold it for a little bit of time, and then that'll reboot these. And that's probably rebooting that capture card software that's in here, whereas the one on the back is providing mains power to everything. Okay, what I don't know, but now have a sneaky suspicion, to change your input, it's going to be a remote, and it's probably going to be one of these inputs. Now, this is the one that's more like the one on my capture card. So, but here's HDMI. Let's try. There you go. This one right here will change to HDMI. So down here on the bottom, you have TV, USB, I'm not sure what USB would do, HDMI, and AV. Now my guess is we can switch through the HDMI 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yep, see that? That goes from 1, 2, oh, it goes all the way up to, interestingly, 6. Okay, so there's HDMI 1. All right, now, next thing we want to do is we want to plug in our little A500 power. Let's add power. Okay, that should automatically fire up when we press the little button. Here we go. Power. And let's see if we get anything. Took a little time there to get there. Wow. That sounded really good, guys. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tilt the monitor up so that you can see it better. Because I can do... Oh, there's a glare. Let me see. I mean, maybe not. There we go. Now, it is 4:3. So something like this really won't be good until we're actually in the games. But that sound, I think you can hear the sound. I don't think I have any kind of sound isolation. Let me know, can you hear the sounds of the monitor? And I'm not sure, I was hoping this would be volume, but looks like volume is going to come right from here. Yep. And I'm going to crank that. Maybe there's a way that we can get that. I'm going to crank it up for you. That's got good stereo separation too, guys. That is a much better sound on this than many monitors I've ever had, ever. I mean, that sounds really good. Okay, let's see what happens when I start using the controller. You guys can hear that, right? There you go, Martin. Thank you. Now, there's some options we can hit in the menu. Let me see if we can change some display options. We can enable our CRT effect if we want to do that. We've got it on screen fit, moderate zoom. I don't think... we probably want to smooth the game image to look less blocky on a large screen for sure. Let me... we'll go ahead and I don't think we can change, see, TV settings, 50 Hertz, that's fine. System info, that's fine. I'm not even sure. You know what? There may even be an upgrade to this. I don't know that I've upgraded since it says 2022. So maybe there's an upgrade. I don't know. All right, let's try a game. Let's do something easy. I don't want something that's going to cause me to have to work. But I want something that looks good. Something, let's see. Let's try Alien Breed. That should be a good looking game. And hopefully that'll be, oh my, that's very good. Wow. Guys, that is really good. Yeah, main feature is no lag. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because that is way too much. But the sound is beautiful, people. There's probably some control. I'll tell you what, the other thing I'm going to do, let me do this. I am going to turn down my lights a little bit, and then I've got a light back here. Let me turn that off. There we go. And I'm going to tilt this up a little. Now I can tilt this up for you. How's that look? Let me know what you think about that. Okay, sweet. Yeah, the sound. I'm telling you guys, the sound, and I could probably turn that down a little bit. The sound is really good. It's got a little bit of bass, but not enough to make you think, wow, am I listening to something that's been retrofied? It sounds more like how we may have experienced it. Good stereo separation. I'm getting some bounce off of here, but the speaker from here is blasting onto this monitor and coming to me, so I'm getting some really good stereo separation since this ear is closer to that. All right, let's check it out. Start game. I don't even remember playing this game, but this is a little bright up here. I know on this, so sorry about that. I'm not sure I can. Let me see if I can. If I get these just right. Yeah, maybe. There we go. I think that's easier to read, but then it's going to be a little harder to see the screen. So there we go. That's probably about right. Okay. Just the studio light. It looks like it's, see that? Let me see if, is there something we can change? Let's go to menu. Nope, not menu. Options. Oh, that was home. Shoot. It looked like it was squashed a little bit. Did you guys think that? It looks good here. Or maybe that's the way the game is, because some of them were like that. Is that the way it should? I think, well, maybe that is the way it should look. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, see how it's, But I think that's the look, right? I believe that's the way it looked. Let me see if my mouse, yeah, mouse isn't working for that. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Got a key. Well, that's a Star Trek sound if I ever heard one. Let me turn that up a little bit so you can hear that. Now that the music is... Yeah, I'm wondering on the scaling 4 to 3. Let me see if I can figure out how to change that. That was very Star Trek sound, wasn't it? I'm assuming eventually we'll run into something I can shoot. Admittedly, I don't think I ever played this back in the day, but I kind of want to try it now. Oh, don't have the key for that one. All right. How about this one? Nope. Nope. Okay. So let's see if we can see if there's any changes to that monitor. I know, let's see, menu. But the menu, that gets me over here. That's not what I'm looking for. And on the C64, you hit menu and you get the screen from the bottom. I'm trying to remember. I just feel like it's squishing it because it's not doing 4x3. And on the C64, you can change that. What am I? Can I? Let's see if we can go back in and try something here. That says, let's try maybe fixed size. Let's try that. Close, alien breed. Let's see if that fixes it. That made it smaller. Yeah, it looks the same. I mean, and the aspect ratio doesn't look different. Let's try a different game. And again, this is probably not the best device to try and play. Oh, Another World, that'd be good. That'll be impressive. Let's do that. See what we get. You know what? I just thought of something. On my capture card, you can control the aspect ratio with the remote. I wonder. It's set to auto right now, but let's try that. And then let me go back and change that again to, because that's really tiny. We don't want that. Let's see, menu, display, screen fit, back. Let's try that again. Yeah, see, that fills that better. Now, let's check Alien Breed out again and see if that fixed it. So again, using the menu, I may have to do that because there is an aspect ratio in here too. So let's try and see if that fixed Alien Breed. Yeah, it's a little bit wider, but I think that's just the game. I believe that's just the game. I think that's what it means. So again, with our menu, we can hit our menu on this remote right here, and you see that we can change our aspect ratio. Looks like we have noise reduction, MPEG noise reduction. I don't think we want any of that, but you can change your aspect ratio here. Again, that's because I knew the Cloner Alliance does that. That's one of the reasons I love the Cloner Alliance with the Mega 65, because I can change that aspect ratio through that. So that's going to be nice on here because I can do that here as well with the Mega 65. So I'm excited about that. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we have in the menu. Let's go back. Let's go up. Say back is There we go. I think I just chose USB 2, whatever that was. Oh, look at that. There, no, that's the menu. So here's your menu. Yeah, this is that. This is some kind of Chinese UI that a lot of these devices use. I'm not saying it's bad by any stretch. Don't mean that at all. But it looks like you can also play video directly from the USB for this, which is why now I understand why we have the USB selection, because you can plug a USB stick in here full of video. You can go to movie and then you can play that natively on here. Same thing with music and photos. I'm not sure what text is. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what kind of text files you could run. I've not seen that on any of my other devices. That's kind of interesting. Let me go back to menu. And we've looked at those, so I think we're good. And then down here at the bottom, you can see sound. You can change your sound, which is nice. You have auto volume. Let's go down here and see. We have balance. That sound mode is standard. Looks like we can change that to music, movie, sports, user. That's kind of nice. I like a little more bass. Let's go ahead and crank up the bass a little bit. Let's skew that sound. So you can change that, which is nice. It looks like you have so you have some options there. Let me go back to menu. You also have a clock, so I should probably at some point set the clock. Want to do that. On-screen display, you can change the language for that and how long it displays. I like that, usually longer than 15 seconds, but it looks like 15 is all I get. Blue screen, you can turn that on. When it's on, you have a blue screen instead of a black screen. I've used that before, and then we've seen that. So let me go back to my source. Let's go back to HDMI 1. So now we've kind of seen the menu. Oh yeah, I can hear just a little bit of extra bass on that. Hear it? You probably can't hear it, but that's a lot more bass. All right, so let me go ahead now. Let's go back to our menu. And let's pull up something else here. Let's see. Anybody? Let's do something. What is this? This looks fun. This could be fun. Driving game. Let's see. I think this is a driving game. So see, it's still, I feel like all Amiga games probably had this screen like that. Is that right? That's a lot more bass, folks. I don't need it. All right. Yeah, that's a lot more bass. That's probably too much bass. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'm horrible at these types of games, by the way. I could never figure this out. Yeah, see, I'm horrible. Okay, enough of that. let's get out of that. Woo, that's horrible. So do we, again, you guys tell me, do you think that stretch like that is right? There's battle chest, cadaver. What's cadaver? I don't know. Now see, that fills the screen. So that makes me think it's a game thing. Yeah, I've never played this. So again, just another test, but that's filling the screen nicely. So I think it's just the type of game that you're playing and what screen resolution they are using as well. So let me go back home. We'll do one more thing here, and then I'll check chat and see what you guys are thinking. Let me know if there's something. Oh, F16, let's check that out. Let me know if there's something you would like to see while I have this. Yeah, see, that fills up nicely too. If there's something you'd like to see with the Amiga 500, more to do, obviously, but then we'll take one more kind of look around here. I'd like to see if I can figure out what this is for right here. I don't see anything on the display, so maybe we'll try and figure that out. We've got a couple of remotes here. We'll try and figure that out before we close up, but we're coming up on a couple hours here, about an hour and a half. So we'll see if our mouse is working. So there we go. Quick start. Let's go ahead and do quick start. And now I remember this was really kind of tricky. And you really need a keyboard. If I remember. Oh, no, see, I just exited the game. Hold on. I have not heard, so mouse is really a good indication for lag. You can see the mouse. I do not feel, you know how you sometimes feel like there's lag in a mouse? I'm not feeling that here. I mean, it feels really good. Yeah, I mean, no more than any other display. And of course, the other thing for lag, I don't think we can use the Amiga 500 because it is using emulation. So that's not necessarily the best check for lag either, because as it's using, you know, I think, what is it? There's a Linux underpinning and they're using emulation on here. So there's always going to be a little bit of lag for that. So it's not true hardware, but it's really good. I'm not feeling, again, like, you know, you would go up to the top and maybe feel like you're missing something. I don't feel that. Feels good. Let's see if I can quick start again. I don't know if I can get this thing off the ground or not. Let's see. There's something. Oh, I think I just armed an AMRAM. Yeah, let's fire. Don't want to do that. Home? Nope. Oh, let's see, home. That was stupid. What'd you do that for? I think I need my instructions. I should have looked at the instructions. Let me go ahead and do that. Because there are instructions if you go up. Let's see, air brakes, pitch down, roll left, pitch up, virtual keyboard, secondary target. Yeah, there's no, I don't see the acceleration. So you have to go to the keyboard to do that. So not a good game for us to try. Let's try something else. What's Lost Patrol? War game, Paradroid. Okay, we'll try that. We'll try Paradroid. Game on. I think it's a little demo. Is this a little demo? Yeah, I don't know how to play this. I should really find something I could play for you guys. Let's oh, pinball. I can always do pinball. Surely I can figure out pinball. Surely it's just these two controls. Oh, look, and I have to use F1, F2, or F3. This is where you need a real keyboard. Let me turn that down, guys. Whew, that was loud. Okay, let's see here. Now you get to see how bad I am at pinball. But this will also be good for lag too, because pinball, as you know, needs to be spot on if you can hit the ball. Sorry, guys. Horrible. I'd like to say I'm a better pinball player than that. Yeah, I'm not sensing lag, and as you guys know, pinball is one of those that if you've got lag, it is a horrible experience. You know what? This is a really good pinball game. Pretty sure I've never run across this before. And I like the experience with the two buttons here too. That's really good. I didn't mean to turn this into a game playing experience, but I think playing games is a great way for you to see the screen and what's going on too. All right, I think I've spent enough in here. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go back, go home. And let's see if, you know, the other thing I can do. And I've been meaning to do that anyway. Let me go to menu. I'm going to do systems options. And I think I can turn that music volume down. Oops. Increase, decrease is X. There we go. There we go. Get that off there. So let me go ahead and see what we have going on in chat here. I know I've probably missed a lot that's going on. Let's see. Let's go down here. Let me go back a little. Wow. Getting the Amiga 500 sound. I think this is going to be an expensive year. It already has been for me, Drex. Oh my gosh. But again, I have to thank everybody on the channel. As I mentioned earlier, some of you may not have been here. The reason I was able to purchase this is because you continue to support the channel. So thank you all for supporting the channel. Again, the way the finances are for my channel, everything that I get from you, I pump back into the channel to help grow the channel and build the channel, because I have a paying gig. So that's great. And the great thing about it is, as a channel, it's self-supporting and I don't have to worry about bills with a lovely accountant. So that's great. So thank you all again, because you did pretty much pay for this through, again, the ad revenue from YouTube, affiliate links, memberships specifically though. Those of you who are members on a regular basis, I've been saving that up for something like this. So thank you for that. Just to kind of let everybody know how all that works and to be upfront with everybody about how I use your money. So you get a chance to see it. And again, that helps me share with you so that you can make better decisions as well. So, you know, a few bucks here from you and you and you and you lets us get this so that we can look at it and maybe help you make a decision before you drop $1,000 and, you know, find out it's garbage. This is not garbage. This is good, folks. By the way, the angles on it, very good as well. This IPS display, I can still, even from almost, I mean, from 90 degrees, I can read this thing. As soon as I get around to where it is nice, but the sound is what's incredible. And of course the inputs, pretty amazed with the inputs. It does have stereo speakers. Yes, Martin, they're on either side. And again, that stereo separation is fabulous. Yeah, I think we figured that out, Tara. For a lot of systems, you're gonna have to tweak a little bit with your remote and the on-screen, what that looks like. But by the way, as I'm thinking about that, let me check something. Let's see if we can use that HDMI out to see if I can capture from it, because I should be able to do that. So let me come in here. I'm going to plug into the HDMI out, which there's only one, as we learned. All right, and I just plug that in. Now there's probably something I have to do to activate that out. So let me see if oh, this could be an issue too, because I have, let's see, is it working? There it is. Okay, good. So if I go to my retro right now, it's plugged in, and I know that because I have, although I may have been using a different input. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I'm on HDMI on this one. This is why I have way too many remotes. So let's do HDMI. Yeah, HDMI. Okay, I'm on HDMI. There it is. Okay, so there we go. So now what's interesting is, for you all, if you're just curious, now it's going to be really weird because I'm doing some funky things here and I did not do, here, let me give you the full retro. There you go, without my, there you go. That's what it looks like. So interestingly, while this is compressed here, we have the out going to my capture card, and it looks like, where is it? This. Well, not that, this one, there we go. It looks like that. So it does go to it takes the 4x3 out and throws it out to 16:9, your traditional. So that is pretty interesting. I wonder what this other remote is for. I'm really curious why I have two remotes. I guess I'll figure it out at some point. Let me check this. Maybe it's this. Nope, not that, because that's not really doing anything. So I'm not sure. We'll have to figure out what this other remote is. But anyway, that is really cool that you have this opportunity to export from here into my over here. There we go, right there. So that is there. Why can't I do that? There we go. All right, there. So that's pretty cool right there, that you can export. So glad I plugged that in so we could check that out. That actually works out pretty well. Now I could probably even adjust that. Let's see. Let's see if I can adjust that with my capture card. If I go 4x3, yeah, there we go. So if on my capture card, I change it to 4x3 as well as 4x3 out from here. So now I'm going 4x3, HDMI out to 4x3, and I could use this within my system to capture whatever retro computer. As a matter of fact, I guess now, technically with this, I could get rid of my capture over here if I can integrate this into my system, and I would need this, but then that would be hard. I don't know, I'd figure that out, but it is an interesting opportunity here. And then I think now, because that's out, what I could do, I think now you can hear the sounds of the music directly. Let's try that as well. So I'm going to go into my audio here, and I'm going to activate my retro. And now I think what you're going to do is you are going to hear the sounds coming out of this directly into my capture card. Let's check that out. Can you guys, let's see, let me go, let me turn the volume down on this. Checkmate, yeah, let me turn that way down. And then let's go into something that makes a lot of noise, which we know the first one did. I don't see anything coming out of the HDMI for audio. I may have to play around with that a little bit because I'm not getting audio on my retro. I think you're still hearing what's coming out of the, yeah, you're still hearing what's coming out of the microphone up here, that one right there that I'm tapping. So nothing coming out of that. Oh wait, maybe, well, I guess I could check here too. Hold on, I can check this. Yeah, it's not coming through, so I'll work on that. There's probably a setting that I have to do that makes the audio come through the HDMI out as well. So I'll have to check that. All right, so a little more work to do, but that'll be part of the fun. I'll check the manual on that one. All right. All right, let's go back in, see if there's anything else that you guys have questions about. Let's see, we talked about lag. I'm glad they decided to do one more round. I missed the first two. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it either. So I don't think it's right. Needs some. Oh, that's when we were going through that. Yeah, I think we figured it out finally. Does the A500 produce lag bite? Yes, it does. As I had mentioned a little bit earlier, imperceivable, but yes. No Amiga games are synchronized to VSync. But upscaling of any kind of the display stream will result in lag. Question is just how much. Yeah, you're right. The electronics around that prove you right. It's not FPGA exactly, which you know, it's one of the things I'm excited about with the EC6, not the EC64, with the new Commodore 64s that are being released. They're FPGA based on the Ultimate 2 board, so that's good. By the way, we'll be talking about all that during the next prepared live stream. Won't be tomorrow because I've done this. I got a bunch of stuff I got to get to do. Not even sure about next weekend, but man, I'm gonna have to get caught up on news. A lot of cool stuff happening in the news that we need to talk about. So I'll try and get that during our next prepared live stream. And there'll just be more on top of that. As you know, I've been trying to make a news segment a part of the regular live stream. So, hey, Wonder Dog, good to have you. Wonder Dog, you missed a lot. So you have to go back and catch up. But it's been fun. Contributed code to one of the earlier Intellivision emulators. Is that right, Evil Jet? I did not know we had a star amongst us in the Discord. Wow, good for you. Stephen pays with the Checkmate display. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I do pay. Yes, I pay every day. I got to say, my chances of buying one of these certainly went up after seeing it in action. Well, Evil J, I'm glad. It'd be nice to have somebody in the Discord compare notes with, learn about. So if you choose to do that, please let me know. Hey, if you do, somehow and I don't get any kickback on all these, but anyway, because again, I paid for this, just let him know you saw it here and I helped you make that decision. Trying to work out, possibly trying to get him in a stream sometime maybe. And I just think if he hears that I help people make a decision or he found interested in it, I might be able to get him over and maybe we can get a chance to talk to him a little bit. Seems like an interesting character. I'd like to talk to him. Yeah, fighting not to the kick of the buy button. It's hard, isn't it, Stefan? It's very hard not to, but it's, you know, and you have to remember, I did spend like $1,000 US on this, but I got a couple of additional cards. You could get started without and I got the case. So you add all that in. It's a pretty pricey package, but I wanted kind of the full meal deal so that I could show you, but also for uses in the channel. So I thought that was important too. So keep that in mind. Chances of me getting one already about 100%. Well, again, Sarah, make sure you tell Steve that you saw it on retroCombians. And that you appreciated the work that he's done and that you got a good demo. So I'm glad you like that. Don't fight it. Press that button. Hi, everyone. Looks like I accidentally caught another live stream. Good for you, Stuart. Good to have you here. And this was ad hoc. Now, let me just go ahead and talk about this with those of you that are on. And I do not know how many of you are on right now because my live stream page over here just went kerflutz on me. That's a technical term, kerflutzing. Looks like oh, wow, there's about 25 of you. If you are interested in this live stream and the kinds of things I do, you'll see all kinds of conversations to buy me a coffee and those types of things. Don't worry about that. You don't need to do that. But I'd love to have you over on my Discord. That's where we continue the conversation and learn more about these things and chat, and I share what's coming up. Like today's live stream, my Discord users knew that I was going to be live before many of you, or any of you, really. I did eventually post on X, but everybody had a heads up hours ago before that I was going to do this. But if you want to join our Discord and you want to support the channel so I can bring you more cool content like this, and my channel mainly focuses on Commodore. I do a little Atari. Occasionally I'll do some British computing, but mainly on Commodore and things like that. But adding modern things like this Checkmate monitor to our retro devices. That's what I love. Or like the A500. Modern things that harken back or make our experience of our retro computers better. That's the focus of this channel. And you get some behind the scenes too if you're on the Discord. So if you want to do that, for now, the Buy Me a Coffee is open. Don't join. Please don't do that. I got to get that closed down. However, if you go down below, you can become a YouTube member down there. I'm just going to focus on YouTube going forward. Eventually, I'm going to take down the Buy Me a Coffee. I'm going to have to get everybody to switch over. But I've got some more levels. But if you go down there and just get in the C64 level for now, then what I need you to do is send me an email, retrocombs@icloud.com. retrocombs@icloud.com, because it doesn't give me your email address. Let me know you joined. And then what I'll do is I'll send you a Discord invite and you can be a part of the party that happens regularly. So I just want to let you know if you'd like to do that. Okay. Did I mute myself? Please don't. I haven't muted myself. I have not muted myself, right? Please tell me I haven't muted. I know. I see stuff. I don't think I've muted myself. Oh, wait, it was me. Oh, there it is. I just have to read the next one. Whew, Wonder Dog had me scared there for a minute. It's less than $700 if you don't get additional cards, right? Unless I missed. No, I think that's about right, Evil J. So if you want to keep that cost down, do that. Again, it is pricey, but you have to remember, this has been created especially for this. This is what kind of irritates me about some, and I shouldn't say irritate. I don't get irritated about folks, but this is the confusing thing for me. People like the Mega 65, which I love, complain about the price. But it's not a mass market device. We aren't pumping these things out by the millions and have those costs come down, and the economics of it. If you want something cool and special, you're going to pay a little more money for it. The Checkmate falls right within that. It's a hobbyist type of thing. Now, could they possibly drop prices? Sure, if more people buy them, but some of us have to bear the brunt of the cost, okay? And the Mega 65, I have to say, was one of the best purchases I have made in the last 10 years with regard to retro computing. I love that thing. It's the one thing I regularly go back to, even more than my original Commodore computers, which I've got several here. I mean, I just always go back to that. So this monitor is going to be really nice with it. So put the two together. Now I am interested to see where we head with Commodore's new strategy, Commodore.net, Perry Frantic and all the things that he's doing. And I do have, as I said earlier, I do have one of the anniversary editions or classic editions or founders editions, gold translucent C64s coming in. So we'll take a look at that too, based on the Ultimate 2 though. And I do have an Ultimate 2 cart for my C64, which is really cool. But again, those are the types of things we talk about on the channel. If you're interested in supporting, you can drop down there. Of course, if you don't want to support on a regular basis, you can go down there and hit thanks or super chat right now, as Xander did earlier, and contribute. Let's see. Base $4.99 European. If you think $1,000 is steep, imagine adding 25% sales tax on top of that and shipping fees. Yes, there is that as well. Checkmate is great if you need old-timey video inputs and refresh rate support. Yeah, this is the one monitor that should work with everything. You know, you have that issue where you plug something in, it doesn't look good. This should take care of that. You've got all the inputs, and I'm sure eventually, once I figure out what all this does, what do these guys do? Oh, there you go. We can do it. There you go, right there. So without the, I should have known that. Without the remote, you can get your input source on the left button. What's the next one? Next one is the menu. The next one is the picture mode, so you can change that if you want to do that. I guess the next one's probably going to be sound. Oh, no, that's actually changing it. So you do have those options. So let me go. No, I don't want to change it. How do I get out of here? There we go. So there you go. You have to learn those controls. But once you learn those controls, you can get to all of your controls for the software, the internal software, without the remote. So that'll be a popular option because you're going to lose this remote somewhere and not know where it is. All right. And again, we have a couple switches on the back. dip switches, and then we had that one switch for black and white that we can hit. So that's kind of cool if you just want to do a black and white. So if you had a classic Mac maybe and you want that experience, you could turn it into black and white too. So just really cool stuff. Early adopters fee. There you go. My original 2X CD burner was $2,000 back in the day, right? Before everybody had them. Yeah, that's what we do. I don't know that these are really early adopter though. I don't know that they're going to have that saturation point where everybody's going to be purchasing these, right? Like a CD. Eventually those became part of every computer. So I know this is kind of a weird view, but I think you want to look at this more than you do me. So ordered my Spectrum. Oh, good for you. I have a Spectrum Next issue 2. I also, I realized the other day I have one of the Spectrum, or is it the Spectrum or the ZX? I can't remember. Have one of those, and I really haven't done much with that. I probably could plug that into here too, and need to do that. Would have ordered the C64U Ultimate, but only if it came in. Yeah, so I bet that's coming later. So that's why I got the Founders one, which is kind of different. But eventually they'll probably have a C64C variant of that, would be my guess, and that will probably be something that will be appealing to me as well. Why do I need to? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, they are. The bread bin's a pain in the neck. Buy it and move the board to the C64C case. Yes, you could do that, but and it turns out if you get the new C64, the board by itself, or that whole computer by itself, is cheaper than the board alone, or really close. So you get a good mechanical keyboard with it too. I don't know if you could transfer it, but yeah, or you can just wait. The C64 keyboard was pretty great in the 1980s, not so much now. Yeah, back in the 80s, we were just used to it. The muscle memory, right? Just worked. Ordered the Spectrum Next as well. Not quite sure if I'm going to double up and order a magenta case. Oh, yeah, I forgot they had that option. Absolutely. So, and I already have an issue. Yeah, same here. All right. So, what are we going to do, folks? What do we need to do next? Here's what I'm thinking. I think we've seen all we can probably see right now. Let me see, just lastly, are there any last questions before we get out of here? I do want to give you an option to post any last questions. If not, I think that's going to do it for now. I'm going to have to figure out where this is going to go in the short term. I am thinking maybe I'm going to plug it up to my Commodore 64, which is over there for now, until I can get this table stretched out and maybe integrate it. I kind of like that idea, but also wonder about integrating it, and then I need to take it on the go, although I don't take it on the go much. So, and then also eventually I need to get a Raspberry Pi in here and do all of that. I need to figure out what this is and why there's no little LED going right here. I'm sure I'm just not doing something. It's got a push button to tent too, but there's no light whatsoever, so I need to read that. So I just need to read the stuff. So yeah, we'll see. I have messaged them to ask if the new C64C. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, it'd be interesting if they answer. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't know that either, my left. Okay, well, I think, guys, I think that's it. I think we've had a really good look at the Checkmate display. Just first blush, I'm highly recommending this display. This is really nice. If you are interested in it, please go to the link that I'll have down in the video description below, and you can check it out. I want to thank all of you retroCombians. I think there was about 30 of you at one time for joining me in this unboxing of this Checkmate display. Again, my plan now is maybe I'm going to leave this live stream because I think there's going to be a lot of people that are interested in it. So I will leave it live. I'll put all the appropriate links in there. I will go ahead probably and put a few time codes in there as well. So I will have that, but then I'll probably take some of this and edit down to a quick, here is the Checkmate, here's some quick features, get rid of the chat, all that business, and maybe post that online too, because it seems like people like those. So I will do that. And then also I've got some other content coming for both channels. Remember RetroCombs Tech, I've got some stuff, I got some really cool stuff coming from that. As a matter of fact, I have my next video that I'm working on. I've already done the B-roll and I have the script, and I've just, maybe tomorrow I'll have some time to work on some the head talking stuff. But it is that new Wokesy HDMI hub for the Mac Mini M4 that you put it on top and it makes your Mac Mini M4 look like an original Mac. It's the coolest hub ever, folks. So I've got a video of that coming out. It's not going to be on the retro channel though. I'm going to throw that over on the tech channel because it's more modern tech than it is retro, although it's retro inspired. So I was torn, but I'm going to throw it over there because I like to keep stuff over here that's really focused on integrating with retro computers. So if you're wondering how I split that up, Yeah, there it is, RetroCombs Tech right there. So if you're interested in that video or going to be interested, make sure you go over there and subscribe to that channel too. That one, I'm going to admit, it generates revenue that I pull over to this channel because I actually get higher views on my general tech stuff than I do my retro stuff. So I'm using that to actually help support this channel. So I'm stealing from Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. So that's why I continue to do that, because just much better views over there for some reason. Well, just it's more generic tech that everybody's interested in. So hope that's a thing. All right. Wow. Wait, wait, what was that Mac thing? Oh, you'll see, Wonder Dog. You'll see retrocombs-tech. So it's youtube.com/@retrocombs-tech. You'll see that maybe next weekend. I promise them I've got to get it out pretty quickly because they're going to launch. So I'm going to have to work on it in the evenings all week this week to get it out. It is so cool. I'm just getting a kick out of it too. A lot of cool stuff. And they sent that over to me to review for them. So again, I'm getting some things that are coming through the other channel, donations that I can use for this channel. Now it'll probably pop up in this channel eventually at some point too. So, all right, that is it for me, guys. I think unless you guys, and I don't see any new questions in chat, we've been at this for 2 hours. So I think I am out of here. So, hey, thanks for joining me on a Saturday. Really unusual for me. That is it for me. RetroCombs out. I will see you guys. I'll stay in chat for just a few more minutes and see if you have any final questions. All right, see you guys. Let's see if I can get myself out of here.